We're all familiar with being taught in a classroom, church or training situation. Often this is based on the idea that the teacher or trainer has knowledge and shares it with students. The Pillars process has a very different approach. Rather than the teacher passing on information, it encourages everyone to participate in discussion, sharing their own knowledge and experience. In communities, everyone has something to contribute. Whose knowledge matters most? Everyone's. This can be hard to accept when people are used to a trainer or expert telling them what to do. Many lack confidence to share thoughts or experiences because for years they have been told they know nothing. The Pillars process works on the principles that people can make decisions about their own development, and that this works best when everyone is involved and contributes. A very useful role play to help people to understand this is the secret in a box. A box is filled with readily available materials such as seeds, bottles, vegetables and pens. Experts who are brought in to analyse the contents are either unable to pick up the box or blindfolded. They can only guess at the contents. However, local people can open the box and describe the contents. They know their community and its resources better than anyone. They are best placed to make decisions about possible change. A lot of people say they believe in participation, but often think this just means getting people to agree to something that's already been worked out. For example, people may bring in a project which has been externally designed and then invite local people to participate in it. The local people haven't had a say in what the project will do. They're just being asked to help with it. In contrast to these approaches, in people-centred participation, people work out, initiate and manage their own development. This is the approach of the Pillars process, and that's why Pillars depends on facilitators, not teachers or trainers. The idea of taking the role of facilitator may be a lot more challenging than teaching. Teaching usually involves providing information to students. Facilitation, on the other hand, depends on somehow getting people to share information together. It's much more unpredictable. It's very tempting to take control of a group and lead them, but this means that people don't get involved. Unfortunately, this can happen even with Pillars. People might take the guides and use them for teaching or preaching. This misses out most of the benefits. There are many sources of knowledge and experience in a community. Knowledge can't flow just one way, like it often does in a classroom. It has to flow in many directions so that the whole community builds itself up on the basis of his experience and insights. Making this happen is the facilitator's job. The facilitator should not be a separate outsider or expert. Facilitators should ideally be members of the groups that are using the guides. Groups often have people who are natural facilitators, who can use the Pillars Guides to encourage open discussion without needing help or support. However, sometimes people need training and tips to build up their facilitation skills. Tearfund have produced a workbook on facilitation skills for people using Pillars Guides to encourage participation in the process of learning through discussion. The workbook can be used to provide occasional training sessions or can be read by individuals. Alternatively, it can form the basis of a workshop. It is available in print, CD-ROM, or as a download from the TILS website. The sessions include practical tips and tools for encouraging effective participation, ideas for using roleplay, and advice on dealing with problems. Understanding the barriers to participation can help encourage it. Good facilitators are humble, patient, flexible, ready to listen and give all group members a sense of power and responsibility. Agreeing ground rules can help groups work together. Facilitators need to manage dominant members so they don't take over the discussion. They need to encourage quiet members to contribute to the discussion. They should anticipate difficult questions and potential conflict, helping groups to deal with these together. Barriers to participation include power and status issues. Community leaders, men or people with strong views may dominate discussion or make it very difficult for other people to share. Others, particularly women, may lack the confidence to speak out. A culture of dependence may lead to the group waiting for outsiders to bring change. Language and literacy can also present barriers. Facilitators face many challenges like these. However, participation is often already taking place. For instance, in self-help groups, faith-based groups, farming, processing, cooperatives and credit and loan groups. So they are often not starting from scratch, but building on what's there already. Pillars introduces many tools and ideas to help develop participation and facilitation skills. They include mapping, ranking, timelines and seasonal calendars. For example, IMCARES in Mumbai, India, used mapping to help communities work out how to respond more effectively to the problem of flooding. Meserete Christos Church used a seasonal calendar with women's self-help groups to help members look at their food security needs. Role plays are often an effective way of involving people. For example, the Yoruba Language Committee in Nigeria developed a role play to show the value of producing pillars in their language. Local people were really delighted to have information they could actually read and understand. Participation is much easier when people are relaxed and enjoy the company of other group members. Energizers, songs or poems and proverbs are all ways of helping people to enjoy spending time together. Energizers can also help to break up long meetings and keep people alert. Pillars guides contain exercises and activities designed to help facilitators encourage participation. Many facilitators have found that it's much easier in practice than they imagined it would be. What they need most of all is confidence in their own ability to lead a group in sharing information and in discussion. This only comes through trying it out, learning from mistakes and improving. The workbook has a really helpful checklist to help people to continue to improve their skills as facilitators. Here are some tips for facilitators preparing to use any section in a Pillars guide. Read through the pages a few times. Use the guides in order as sections lead into each other. If a particular section is not relevant, just miss it out. Once you understand the section, you may want to draw on other information. Think about difficult questions people may ask you, so you are prepared to deal with them. Before the meeting, think about ways of introducing the topic, for example with local news, or through someone sharing their experience, or with a Bible study from the back of a guide, or the collection Guide My Steps. Alternatively, a few group members could put together a role play introducing the subject. A facilitator may use the Mobilising the Community guide, for example. Firstly, they read it, and then look through a relevant Bible study. The challenge locally seems to be to encourage self-help groups to take action in their villages. Meetings could be held with groups in different villages. After introducing the purpose of the meeting, the facilitator bases the introduction and a short Bible study on the reading and preparation they've done. The secret in the box or the lighting the fire activities are used to get people to think about the value they place on their own knowledge and ideas. These activities provoke debate within the group, and with other villages too. The facilitator allows for pauses where people are developing ideas. Sometimes they are very talkative, and the facilitator patiently moves the discussion along. It's important to help the group agree definite ideas for action, as happens here. Once they've done this, the facilitator encourages them to end in prayer and to pray for specific needs that concern them.